Imagine an army so determined, they marched through unforgiving terrain to achieve their goal. In 218 BCE, Hannibal Barca set his sights on Rome. His plan? To take his army and war elephants across the Alps, invading Italy from the north. What seemed impossible to others was Hannibal's pathway to victory. The Romans expected Hannibal to attack by sea. They believed no general would risk taking an army over the Alps. But Hannibal knew the element of surprise was his greatest weapon. The Alpine route was brutal. The mountains were nearly impassable, with narrow passes, deep gorges, and violent snowstorms. Hannibal knew the Romans defended the southern routes. By taking the dangerous northern path, he would catch them off guard. It was a gamble of epic proportions. The Alps weren't just a challenge. They symbolized Rome's belief in their safety. Hannibal knew if he made it through, he would shake Rome to its core. Hannibal's journey began in Iberia, modern-day Spain. He led 50,000 infantry, 9,000 cavalry, and nearly 40 war elephants. The elephants symbolized his army's power, but they had to survive the Alps. The journey was a nightmare. Harsh weather, steep slopes, and attacks from mountain tribes made survival a daily battle. Hannibal's forces navigated paths so narrow that one wrong step could send men and elephants plummeting into ravines. Supplies were low, and freezing temperatures claimed lives daily. Still, Hannibal pressed on. The elephants struggled. Native to warm climates, they had never faced the Alps' harsh cold. Their size and strength allowed them to carry supplies and create paths. Why take the elephants at all? Beyond their practical use, the elephants were a psychological weapon. Hannibal knew the Romans would be terrified by these massive creatures. They had never seen anything like it. To the Romans, the elephants were an unstoppable force. Day after day, Hannibal's forces pressed forward, even as the Alps took their toll. Soldiers were lost to the cold and exhaustion. Yet Hannibal's leadership never wavered. He knew if they survived the mountains, they would have the advantage of surprise in Italy. After weeks of suffering, Hannibal and his army emerged from the Alps into the plains of northern Italy. Though they had lost nearly half their men, they had done the unthinkable. They had crossed the Alps, something no army before had dared to attempt. Rome was stunned. No one expected an attack from the north, especially from an army that braved the impossible. Hannibal's march through the Alps shattered Roman complacency. They realized their greatest enemy was a daring strategist. Hannibal's crossing of the Alps remains one of the most legendary feats in military history, not only for its difficulty, but for its audacity. It wasn't just a march, it was a declaration. Hannibal proved there were no limits to achieve victory. Rome, once confident in its defenses, now faced an enemy who could strike from anywhere. Hannibal, with his bold tactics, was just getting started. The Romans would never forget the day Hannibal crossed the Alps. Hannibal's crossing of the Alps stands as a testament to determination, strategy, and defying expectations. It remains one of history's greatest military maneuvers.